guys, this is for parents only, I'm afraid. If you want to let your kid watch this, this is nothing really personal or anything, or like have to do with anything your kid should watch. So if this is a video for, well, so you don't have to watch the whole thing, this is MSNBC Live that I'm gonna put on for you guys, and I will be back to make sure everything's running smoothly. So here's my TV. Sorry about the thing at the top. They might be on for a minute, but it'll definitely go off. So I'm gonna put my camera over here. It'll be unmuted in a minute so you can hear it. Just make sure everything is good on it. And this is just parents again if you did not get to catch up on any of the news.
Blame it on Cooper. He can sort of find a scapegoat there. But through these conversations we've been having today with sources, it's unlikely this really does move, though Georgia, Florida, and Texas have all said they would welcome the opportunity. Of course, they're three friendly Republican governors, all allies of the president, who are happy to do that if that's what he ultimately wants. Katie.
Monica Alba. Monica, thank you very much. And Chuck, in conversations that I've been having about this with both Trump campaign officials and with officials down there in North Carolina, Democratic officials, they both say the president is looking for somebody to blame here. He doesn't want to blame the virus if he can't have a convention as it normally would be, because that would show some amount of weakness. It would allow the virus to win. He wants to blame the Democratic governor, make this into a political
Sorry guys, I just got to grab something
against the governor and Democrats as a whole going into November.
See you guys.
It's a real risk, though. I think he really risks alienating North Carolinians in some way. Little this, little that's going to be a tight race. I mean, this only makes sense to me is if he thinks he needs a Florida Hail Mary and he needs some grand gesture to sort of fire the troops up in Florida. That would be the only thing that even would remotely make sense about this politically for him. But if he moves it to Georgia or Texas, I don't see really what the impact is positively for him. So it's this feels like a rhetorical battle. I think the fact is it's much harder to untether than I think the president realized. Today is reopening day for most casinos across the state of Oklahoma. And like many casinos, the WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville has been closed since March. And gamblers returning today are finding that poker, bingo, and off-track betting are still suspended until further notice. So joining me from Thackerville, Oklahoma, NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky. And Morgan, we're all waiting to see, and I think a lot of casinos in some ways are waiting for other casinos to go first to figure out how's this going to work.
Yeah, Chuck, you're exactly right. Everyone's kind of watching everyone else trying to come up with the best strategy. And as it stands right now, WinStar thinks they have a pretty good plan going forward. They opened up their doors today. There were a line of people waiting outside behind me. Some of the regulars telling me that 2 months, 2.5 months, about as long as they can go without making their trip here. Before anyone can even set foot inside, they had a check of temperature. And then upon being admitted inside, social distancing implemented at
Hey guys, I'm here and back. So listen, we're only gonna watch this for until 3 o'clock. It's 2:55 right now because we're gonna do. I just have to see something real quick. We're gonna probably do a launch. The space launch that I want you guys to see. So if you want to stay tuned for this video, you can. And if you don't want to, you can show your kids, because this is really cool.
Oh, you mean Fox.
This is sponsored by Craftsman and Cub Cadet, both kinds of tractors.
They're not necessarily making a profit.
So a couple more minutes, guys.
It's not about revenue for us. It's about getting back to operating and welcoming guests back into our facilities. The revenue will follow. We really just want to get back to...
And remember to leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.
Relationships with guests. They want to see them back and they want to be back at work.
And so far, so good here in Oklahoma. Everyone keeping a close eye on this reopening, as you mentioned, Chuck. But we'll send it back to you.
Morgan Chesky on the ground for us in Oklahoma. Morgan, thanks very much. And that is it for Katie and I today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting us with these 2 hours. And Nicole Wallace will pick things up after this quick break.
So here it is.
Scroll through amazing
And you will see
handpicked
some
cars,
commercials.
Then tap to buy. That's it. No sales speak, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorites. With Vroom, you can buy a car from home and have it delivered contact-free. Plus, you have 7 days to return it. Vroom. Get in.
This isn't normal.
What else is going on here?
Could it be that this giant sloth came out of its secret cave?
I'm Jeremy Wade. I'm searching the world to bring you the most iconic and baffling underwater mysteries where unknown is normal and understanding is rare.
I don't want gold this season. I need gold this season.
I'd like to be able to make enough gold to expand. This is what happens when you don't respect the Bering Sea.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
And we are back with Space Launch Live as Kelly Clarkson performs the national anthem. Thank you for that, Kelly. Now, today has been called the most important day in the history of SpaceX, as for the first time ever, their Falcon 9 rocket will propel the Crew Dragon capsule into space with 2 American astronauts aboard. Now, the only place to see our exclusive coverage is on Discovery and Science Channel, because unlike the folks who got here 9 hours ago, we've been here for 9 months. Like the Apollo astronauts who planted the flag on the moon, we got here first. And therefore, we've been granted unprecedented access to the astronauts, to SpaceX, and then to Elon Musk himself. The countdown is on. We are approximately 1 hour, 34 minutes away from liftoff. So let's go back to David Curley at Kennedy Space Center for the latest. David?
It is pretty exciting, Chris. I will tell you, it is raining right now. You may be able to see some of the drops behind me, but just a few minutes ago, the astronauts were told by Mission Control that they're worried about a cell of weather that's over Orlando coming this way, but they think it's going to break up. And so they are in the capsule. The hatch has been closed, but we've got to show you this iconic images that we've seen over the past several minutes of the astronauts getting their sleek SpaceX suits on in the ready room, checked out, making sure that there are no leaks, with the ground crew helping them out, and they're also sleek black uniforms. Leave it to Elon Musk for that contrast. There is Doug Hurley with the Wave. He's the commander of this mission. Bob Behnken is also another test pilot, an engineer, a Caltech graduate, and they had a chance to talk to the administrator of NASA on the left there, and Elon Musk, before they came out and gave that iconic wave outside the building, saw their family for the very last time. This is the last time they get to see them eye to eye, face to face, without touching. The hug that didn't exist, the virtual hug. And once they were in the Teslas, they were able to get up close and personal. That's the 10-year-old son of Doug Hurley. And then we saw them arriving at the pad, and they looked up at the very top of that rocket and the capsule that they're going to get in for the first time to take them to space, the ride up the elevator, across the access arm. It was a stunning pictures. In fact, Bob Behnken stopped up there and actually just stood at the edge and looked out and just took it all in before they got into the capsule. Then the crew spends a bunch of time, who were working out of that white room, strapping them in, making sure their suits are set. They have restraints on their feet. They check out for any leaks inside their pressure suits. That actually, even though it's a great looking suit, it's not for spacewalks. It is for in case they lose atmosphere inside the capsule. Kind of like inside a plane, if you were to lose atmosphere, they dive down. Well, they just their suits actually get air and they're able to stay. It's a capsule within a capsule, if you will, Chris. 1 hour, 32 minutes, and the tension is building. The excitement as well, Chris.
Thanks for that great information, David. I don't know if you happen to see the license plate on those Teslas. It said ISSBND, which is International Space Station Bound, or perhaps International Space Station Bob and Doug. Who knows? Well, if you're just joining us, here's what today's mission is all about.
American astronauts have not flown to space from U.S. soil in nearly 10 years. That is about to change.
SpaceX is the disruptor, the new kid on the block. This is an experiment to see if NASA can rely on these commercial partners to fly their astronauts safely.
It's an honor to be not only representing NASA, but SpaceX as well in this next step of space exploration.
Do you think back on all of the challenges that we've had?
Space is hard. Sometimes things do blow up.
How do you manage telling your son that you're facing that risk as you go forward?
The second golden age of space travel begins now.
Elon Musk is right. Space is hard. And let's talk about the man whose creative vision and vast fortune have made this historic day possible. Now, depending on what you've heard about Elon Musk, he's either a genius or an eccentric billionaire who would dare to shoot an electric car into space, or maybe both. Here's more on the daring entrepreneur who has earned his reputation as the bad boy of aerospace.
Just so alone, SpaceX will make more rocket engines than the rest of U.S. production combined.
Elon Musk was born in South Africa and emigrated to Canada and then to the United States. He was one of the co-founders of PayPal, and that's how he made his millions.
After negotiating a $1.5 billion deal for the sale of PayPal to eBay, Musk was poised to push the boundaries of technology and innovation.
We really stay at the forefront of innovation as far as electric vehicles are concerned.
Hey guys, I'm back, and if you want to see this, it's an hour and a half till launch, and so we're not going to be able to finish it, I'm sorry, but as you probably already know, this channel, the name will be a couple different names, as you picked it already, and stay tuned for the news. Type the news 2 or astronauts 1 or astronauts launch. All right, actually scratch that, astronauts launch or news 2 or never mind, not news 2, just astronauts launch. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.